Hi, everybody. It is Kathy, and I love to be selling. How are you, sellers? Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let me know that you can hear me. Let me know how your weather is. Hot, hot, hot here in New York City. Overcast. It was like raining, drizzling, not drizzling. It's just one of those days where the weather could make up its mind. But summer is here. I walk around with my water in the house. I've got my water. Thank you, eBay water bottle. In fact, I think this was a gift from eBay community. So thank you, eBay community. Keeps my water nice and cold. But come on in, come on in. Good to see everybody. While you're settling in and letting me know that you can hear me, I'll introduce myself just in case you don't know me. I'm Kathy Terrell. I have been selling on eBay for well over 15 years. I actually looked it up and I think it's like close to 18, 19 with eBay. Just to let you know, it shows the year that you joined. And I did buy for a couple of years before I started selling. So it's like 15, 18 years. Oh my goodness. I started very small. I honestly started very, very casual. If you don't know my story, I needed to be home to take care of my mom who was in failing health, and just started decluttering, just getting rid of some things from around the house, things that I knew that still had value, that were great. I remember one of my first sales was a pair of Tiffany crystal candlesticks. I just didn't use them. They were great. They were lovely. I figured let them find a brand new home. And somebody bought them. I was like, yay! And I was addicted. I loved selling on eBay. It was very part-time because taking care of my mom and going to doctor's appointments and hospital visits was very, very time consuming for me. So eBay was very part-time. And then my mom passed, and then I scaled my eBay business and grew it. I'm a full-time seller. I am certified as an eBay education specialist. Hey, how is everybody? And so what I have done, hang on a second, there we go. Hey, Helen, how are you? Western, it says NT. So I'm not sure where that is, Helen. So you're going to let me know. And I'm not sure where that is. So let me know where that is. Northern Territory, are you Canada? I'm just noticing my hair. How lovely. I've been working all day. So anyway, check in with me, you guys. And scaled. I've got over 25 years of brick and mortar experience. That's retail stores here in New York City doing displays and merchandising. I was on the QVC channel for over 6 years as a product presenter. And what that entails, you actually go through a very extensive training when you're going on QVC. Lots of fun, learned an enormous amount because besides presenting for yourself, and I did different products, you're also getting to see some top product presenters in action, and you get to see everything behind the scenes too. So that was always a lot of fun. So I blend QVC, I blend all my retail knowledge, I blend my knowledge of eBay, and I help you. My expertise on eBay is eBay search. I am all about helping your item to get found. There are tremendous sellers that'll give you tips on things to sell. Every now and then I do give tips on that when I come across something that I think is very niche-y, which means not everybody's selling it, or maybe it's a little harder to find, because that can make you good money. But really help. Hey, Paula, how are you? South Carolina. Yay, I bet it's warm there. So I give you ideas on how to get your item found in search. Years ago, when I first started selling on eBay, certainly you wanted to take nice pictures, and write a decent listing, but it was very, very different. Very much you sort of just list it and it sells was very much the truth 15 years ago. It was a lot less competitive on the internet years ago, and this goes for eBay. Amazon back then was a bookseller. I mean, that's how much it's changed, but it's much more competitive now. There's a lot more detail in eBay selling if you want to get your item optimized for search. And that means that you're going to rank well in what is called eBay Best Match. eBay Best Match, if you're not aware of it, is the default search. So if you just log into eBay, search for an item, excuse me, it'll go to Best Match. Particularly in case you haven't done this, and I encourage you to shop with your phone, particularly when you're on a phone. The default search on mobile is best match. Oftentimes people don't even know about the search filters that you can go by price lowest to highest, that there's various search filters. They just search by best match. So ranking well in best match will serve you very, very well. It helps your item to get seen by more people. It will typically help your item to get sold faster and for better money. And if you're new to listening to me, you can go on my YouTube channel, Kathy Terrell YouTube. Be sure to subscribe. And I have lots and lots of YouTubes to help you with. And I also have a podcast, and you can look for that too. Kathy Terrell, I love to be selling. I'm on Apple, I'm on Spotify, I'm on Google Play, and you'll find my podcast, and please subscribe, and you'll get lots of great tips. Hey, Karen, how are you? What I wanted to share with you today, this was a real aha moment for me for eBay selling. And for some reason, I've been really going down, you know how you go through phases in your life? I've really been going down a trip down memory lane lately. Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you. And so I wanted to share this with you because this really changed for me. And sometimes when I listen to sellers, I go, they need that light bulb moment because it will help them immensely. So I remember early on in my selling, oh gosh, probably like the first 4 or 5 years. And it can seem overwhelming. And I want to say that particularly to the newer sellers, or if you've been selling on eBay in the past, perhaps you sold on eBay 15 years ago, like me, where you pretty much just throw anything up and it sells. And you're coming back and you're finding it's a little more complicated than it used to be. First of all, it's like, breathe. It's okay. You're fine. Is that wherever you are, I don't know how to say this any other way, it's fine. I actually was looking at some old YouTubes of mine. These are YouTubes from, gosh, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh gosh. Because I used a different video recording system. Is, wherever you are, the level that you are with your listing, the level that you are with your social media is fine. And you do the best you can. And then wherever I am, I know for me, I always, in fact, I did this a bunch last week, is to listen to a webinar. You're listening to me. You listen to podcasts and videos. You find people that make sense to you. I know sometimes it can be tempting to listen to people because they sort of tickle your ears. It's sort of like gossip. I was thinking of like the water cooler, you all get around and all sort of gossip. A little bit of that is fine. Perhaps I really try to not do that. And when I catch myself, I go, I really don't want to do that. Is because that 15 or 20 minutes when I'm chitter chatting about everybody is I could be spending it learning how to write a better title, or learning how to write a better description, or taking better pictures, or sourcing, or it could be time with my family. I'm very conscious of flipping the switch, turning the eBay switch off, turning the phone off, walking away from the iPad, especially because we're so plugged in now, and really listen to my husband when I'm with him. Listen to my sister when I spend time with her. Listen to my son, to my grandson, and not be checking my phone and not be answering customer service messages. To really be present with people, and that it's okay to walk away. And this can be hard, especially at the beginning when you're learning so much. You're like, I need to learn how to list. I need to learn how to take pictures. I need to learn how to do social media. Is wherever you are is fine, as long as you put in a certain amount of time every day, and that could be 15, 20 minutes, it could be half an hour, an hour, you will progress. You set yourself what I call micro goals, which is I set myself little goals and then just keep myself on track to get that accomplished. And you will move along. I mean, seriously, I remember this is before I started selling on eBay, but I wasn't that advanced when I was starting on eBay. When I started on a computer, because I'm not of the computer generation. I know I look like I'm 30, right? When I was in college, we were on typewriters, okay? I used whiteout. I'm going to date myself. So, learning how to use a computer, learning how to use a mouse. This was all new, 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 new. I remember when texting on the phone, really started to be big. And I remember thinking, well, that's like, why? Like, just pick up the phone and call the person. And now I find myself texting a lot. Why? Because I can read it, I can see what I said. Sometimes you mishear people. Also, like my son needs to send me just something very simple. It's much easier to text me again because I can read it. Um, so it's just funny. So back to the topic, my aha moment, and I call it, and I don't really have a prop, flipping the switch. So I remember early on, it had to be under 5 years of selling. And I was, in different groups and I'm learning and I'm using my experience from retail. And QVC was like in my ear because QVC was all about listen to the customer, listen to the customer, listen to the customer. And eBay's selling the same thing. Read your customer service messages. If you're on social media, look at what your customers are saying. Read your feedback. What are they talking about? It's really important. Do they talk about your shipping? Do they talk about your prices? It is invaluable information. So I remember, oh, because it's still going on. Um, Social media tracking. So I do, if you guys don't know, I do a lot of social media. I do Pinterest, I do Facebook business page. Um, so we used to have, this is like maybe 12 years ago, in the eBay traffic report. Hey, Pam, how are you? Hi, Brenda. Hot in California, 100 degrees. Oh, my goodness. Keep drinking water. Drink water, everybody. So we used to have a traffic report. It was called Omniture. And I remember sellers complaining about it. It's like, we do complain at times, saying, oh, it's glitchy or it doesn't work for me. And it didn't work for everybody. Thankfully, it did work for me. And in this traffic report, this is my walk down eBay memory lane, we could see where our traffic was coming from. And by the way, you can on Etsy, in case you're an Etsy seller, I'm mentioning another platform. You can see where your traffic comes from. You can see if it's coming from Pinterest, from Facebook, from Google, from wherever. Well, eBay, we used to be able to. This is my pet peeve. And all the eBay staff who know me and love me know that I regularly bring this up. 3 years ago, 5 years ago, no, eBay 20. So 5 years ago, I brought this up honestly, and I forget who. I think it was Hal Lawton. And he said, oh, that's a really good point. We definitely, I'll definitely be looking into that. That's a great point. Thank you, Kathy. And I was like, yay, Hal heard me. Well, Hal left eBay. And if I remember correctly, it was Scott Cutler. This is and sometimes they change the names of the titles, but I'm pretty sure it was the senior VP of the Americas, which means they're in charge of basically North America. And now it's called the Americas, so they're in charge of South America too. So it was Scott Cutler, and I met Scott at another eBay Open. Brought it up to him. Hey, Scott, nice to meet you. I brought this up with Hal. I'm bringing this up with you. And he's like, oh, that's a really good idea. Needless to say, it hasn't been done. I've brought it up with a lot of different staff. Many staff people have told me, yes, it's so great. Some have even said, oh, yes, it's close to the top of the list. But then things happen. Either the staff member leaves or the team changes priorities. I don't know. I don't run eBay. I don't know. This is what happened for me. So you can look at things with eBay or wherever you're selling the most. For me, it's eBay. And you can look at something that's annoying. Okay. It could be a return policy. It could be for some reason you're having a tough time with customers. It could be you're having a tough time getting enough listings up. It could be that you're getting very annoyed with your fellow sellers. I mean, a lot of things can go on. I can focus on what is not working. The annoyance, the policy, the unfairness, whatever it is. Okay. And also at the beginning, literally, it was just very, very hard learning everything because it's so new. Oh, and what I was saying about my computer skills way back when, I literally, the first time I got a computer and I was logging in, when I worked with a mouse, when I clicked the mouse, it literally flew off the screen. I mean, I couldn't even keep the mouse on the screen. That's how minimal my computer skills were. And now I'm like flying all over the place. Okay. So I just want to say to you is wherever you are, if you just keep going at it, you just keep learning and you just keep chunking down, you absolutely can learn this. You can learn and become a really good lister. You can totally get social media down. You can. It's just making that forward step and being smart with the way you use your time. So you've got something that you find really annoying and you're probably totally justified, right? There's plenty of things that are like, this is really annoying. Like, why does this keep happening? If there's a site glitch, this happened to me the other day. I couldn't upload pictures. It was like they just weren't uploading. I would do the listing and it just wouldn't upload the pictures. So I can get really annoyed, which I was pretty annoyed. I know it's some kind of site glitch. Of course, my voice is going. And I went, you know what? It's some stupid site glitch. I saved the draft. I'm like, well, guess who's not going to get any listings up today? And I went and worked on something else. I took pictures. I took measurements. I did social media. I figured it would probably get fixed by the morning because typically, for whatever reason, it gets fixed overnight. And if it didn't, I would call eBay. I would email eBay, not any staff, just regular customer service, and just say, what's going on? Is there some kind of site glitch? Is to be proactive, to go with the flow, to not focus on what's not working. Because what I caught myself was sort of getting into the victim mentality, poor me, all this stuff's happening. This is so terrible. eBay's attacking me, that kind of thing. Because you can find people to agree with you. You can find whole groups on Facebook. You can find whole groups on Facebook where everybody's just complain. And they jump in and there's more complaining and let's all complain. Let's just complain. And I'm like, what's the point? When I can meet with eBay staff, and trust me, I'm not giving up on the social media tracking. I will continue to bring it up, but I am not going to let it ruin my day. And I am not going to let it ruin my selling. I figure out other ways where I can keep track of the effectiveness of my social media. The other day when the stupid pictures wouldn't upload, it's like, okay, what can I work on for my eBay selling? I can send out offers to buyers. I can take pictures. I can take measurements. I can do social media. I can walk away from eBay for a couple hours and pay attention to my family. Right? Call my friends, take a webinar. There's eBay for Business has a great YouTube channel, tons of YouTubes. I've got a YouTube channel. Jump on my YouTube channel. Use the time. When I catch myself going into victim mode or complaining mode, and please, it's been hot. I'm going to date this. It's June 27th. If you don't know, in New York City, it's been extremely restricted due to the COVID pandemic. I can totally get complaining about that because it's challenging. Or what can I do? How can I proactively react to this and do something positive? If it's something I really don't like, I can reach out to eBay. And if you don't know this, and this is for eBay US and Canada peeps, you can go on Facebook. You go to the eBay for Business page. It says message. It's staffed by eBay United States customer service. It's one of my favorite ways to communicate with eBay. And you send a message. Blah, 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 whatever it is. Photos not uploading. Whatever it is. It does go to that team. Now, I've done this too. Sometimes people's reaction are, well, they didn't answer me. eBay for Business usually does reply. I mean, you'll get some kind of reply, and it might be, thank you so much for your suggestion. Typically, sometimes as a seller, I know it's like, what? They're not running off to immediately do whatever my suggestion is. And I've got my list of things I would like to see eBay do, but it's not a priority for them right now. And then they do fantastic things. The whiteout background tool that they released, what was it, like 3 months ago, that is now on both apps and will eventually be on desktop. It's fabulous. It's great. Yes, we've been asking for it for years, but they did it. We've got it. And not only that, it's really good. It's like, yay, eBay. They just changed, if I remember correctly, it's the store traffic report, and I clicked on it. It's really good. Great data. I haven't had a chance to ping them and say good job. So that's what I want to say is, what can you change? What can you do? And sometimes the answer is no. And I've had people say, I know, it's like, yes, eBay staff says no to Kathy Terrell. They go, Kathy, no. Kathy, not now. Kathy, later. And same thing for us. But as a responsible eBay seller, and this is hard for us too, I'm not on the board of trustees. I'm not the CEO. I'm not senior staff. I'm an eBay seller. eBay is .com. It's a publicly traded company. It is for a profit company. It's a capitalistic company. They want to make money. They make money by selling, and they make money with fees from us and with advertising. So they want to take care of us because this is how they make money. You may not like certain things, you communicate with them, right? We're a customer of eBay's, but I'm using their site. They're in charge. If for some reason I want my own site, guess what? You can do it. Buy the .com, open a Shopify store, and then get busy driving traffic. Again, we can talk about traffic. We can talk about eBay. They drive millions of shoppers daily. Right now, they have a national ad campaign running. Yay, go eBay. But what I wanted to say is, and this is hard, I get it. I get some things are like really annoying. And I get some days it's overwhelming, whether you're a newer seller or more experienced seller, particularly if there's a big policy change. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness. And I get it. I totally get it. There have been some policy changes over the years where I'm just like, oh, it's like your fingers on the chalkboard. But I reach millions of shoppers every day with eBay. eBay is my partner. They listen to me. Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is later. I get it. What can I do? That's the flip the switch, And if you need to do like a little complaining to your friends, okay, but beware of spending all day. I mean, some of these groups, I'll sort of jump in and go, ooh, you know what I mean? It's like, why? I'm probably better off just to, pummel the pillows and move on. Is you want to succeed? Do you think that's going to help your selling? Do you think that's going to help your success? My experience is no. My experience is stick with the winners. And the winners are the people that are listing, they are sourcing, they are doing research, they're taking classes and learning skills to make them better sellers. They're learning social media. Why? Because it gets you traffic for your listings. And that's what I wanted to share with you all. So you know me, I love sellers. I love eBay. But what I want to tell you is flip the switch. Be proactive. It is your eBay selling. It is your account. It does not matter if you are part-time or full-time, okay? It's your business. You can be a very casual seller. You can be a full-blown multi-channel six-figure seller. I work with some of those. It's my joy, okay? But flip the switch. It's your business. Own it. Something really annoys you, reach out to people that can do something, which is eBay for Business message page, business page, send them a message, okay? And if you've got emails for people, you send them emails, but I message eBay for Business, is do what you can do. Focus on what you can do. Focus on what is going to get you sales. And if you're new, and you're just like, ugh, do the best you can, okay? It may not be a perfect listing. It's okay. Believe it or not, I'll check solds. Sometimes you check solds and you're like, oh my God, this listing, it's sold. Okay. Why? Because they got the listing up. Sometimes it's like, just list. Take the pictures, do the best you can with your title, write the description, stick those item specifics in and list it. It's not listed, it can't sell. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling. Bye-bye, everybody.